I like something you said.
Yeah.
So we've been recording videos a lot, right? And so something that you talked about just now was team building.
Yes.
And I think that's really something interesting for me personally.
Right. You see yourself a lone wolf?
I wouldn't say that, but like I feel like I haven't prioritized a lot of friendships that I've made throughout life. I've never made it a big priority for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of shit is temporary.
I believe that.
And like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You want to elaborate on that? Is there any specific times in your life where you didn't really value the relationship and you regretted it, or what?
Damn, bro, you really be putting your arm around that shit a lot. Is it just more comfortable for you?
It is, bro, honestly.
Okay. It just make me feel type 2 weird when I lean back.
Okay, don't lean back.
Do you feel weird when I be leaning back?
I don't, bro. I don't.
It just be on some cool shit.
Very chill vibes, you know. I'm very comfortable. If anything, I appreciate it, you know.
That shit is comforting, right?
It is comforting.
Maybe that has to do with my just insecurities about friendship.
Look at that.
Like we were just talking about, bro.
Right.
I feel like, you know, I've made a lot of friends, especially like where I'm from, and them shit just fell the fuck apart.
Right. And I mean, for me, cause I've moved around a ton. Grew up in Philadelphia, ended up in Texas, moved to California, now in Arizona. I've still been able to keep in contact with a lot of friends that I've had throughout my journey. Yeah. It's really, ultimately, it comes down to you and what you find your value in, you know? Yeah. I have friends that I grew up in middle school that I really don't have to keep in contact with. They have their life, but I have my life, right? But I value it because throughout all the things that you experience, they've known you and you have a certain relationship with them that you might not have with anybody else. Yeah. You know? Like, it's a cool thing to keep in contact with your middle school friends because you have so much history. Okay. You know? And I think it's very important to be able to nourish those relationships, to feed into them, and prioritize them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I got a friend from middle school. His name is Cody Wynn.
Cody, if you're watching this.
And we real cool. But still to this day, like I don't know, every now and then. We're not as close as we were when we were in middle school.
Of course. You got your own lives.
Cody Wynn. I think another one of my best friends when I was in middle school was my cousin. We went to school together.
Right. That's awesome. I wish I went to school with my cousins.
Yeah. And and I love my cousin to death. He's really cool. Really? Yeah. Nice. And then my brother has always been like my best friend. Right. But
I think the real thing I wanted to get across, because I was talking to Michael about this, is like with relationships, and especially in entrepreneurship or whatever you're trying to do, you know, team building, right? You have to find, one, you have to be aware of what your weaknesses are. Two, find the people that those are their strengths.
Are you trying to teach them something right now?
Definitely trying to teach you guys something.
Cause I damn near want to explore my own personal issues, bro.
Oh, you want to explore? Oh, you want to be transparent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I want this shit to be therapeutic to me.
Right. We can do both.
I want you to guide me through my own thoughts.
Okay, we can do that.
You feel me? As a partner, as a team builder.
Let's do it. Okay,
you think you can unlock that for me?
Yeah, easy. Check this out. What are your strengths and weaknesses?
My strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah.
I think my biggest strength is I think I'm an effective communicator.
Okay, I would agree.
I think I can communicate effectively. I think another strength of mine is like I'm competitive. I think another strength of mine is that's about it.
So 2 strengths, that's all you got.
I think another strength of mine is just how I was raised. Right. The people that were in my life, my grandfather, my brother. Right. You know what I mean? Right. My mother, just like kind of the way that we kind of grew up underprivileged, I think is a strength. Yeah. Because it kind of keeps my head on like what's important and what's not important. Right. I think those are my biggest strengths.
Okay. Now, what are some of your weaknesses?
I think my biggest weaknesses is that I don't know if it's a weakness or a strength, but I have issues trusting people.
Right. I would consider that a weakness. Yeah. But could be strength. It could be strength.
And I don't know, man. I think I'd be insecure about some things. Right. Yeah.
Now, where does that come from? Do you know?
I don't know, man. I think just like growing up, like I don't know, man. I just felt insecure about a lot of stuff. And
what's an example? Like
the biggest thing I was insecure about was like, so where we lived, it was like a middle class area. Because when my father died, we got a bunch of insurance money and was able to move to like a nice place. But my mom didn't work, so we didn't have a lot of money. And I was really insecure about being poor because the kids would like pick on you for not having whatever. Yeah. And like we was on food stamps and shit like that. And that shit used to make me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I used to have free lunch, but I didn't want to go through the free lunch line. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, man.
And you think those things stick with you to this day?
In a lesser degree.
Right.
I think at this point in my life, I would never be in a position like that again.
Right.
Okay. Just based on what I've been through.
Right.
I wouldn't set myself up to where I'm like, dumb in a position like, yo, I'm fucking stupid hungry or fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. And the reason I say this is because you mentioned that one of your strengths was the way you grew up.
Yeah.
Right. Which was the poverty and the struggle, different things, right?
Yeah.
But it also led to one of your weaknesses, which is the insecurity.
Yeah.
Right. So it's pretty funny how it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, and I think that's why like I think growing up I didn't want people to know like how my at home life was.
Right.
So I wouldn't try to get too close to them. I wouldn't be like, "Hey, come over," type shit. Because
same.
I didn't want them to see what was going on.
Right, behind the scenes. Right.
Yeah, and that was like, and that's another thing is like when I get in like a relationship, it's hard for me to kind of get out of it.
Right.
Because I feel like I open myself up to this person, and like it's all like I don't want to do that again with somebody else. So I'd rather just try to stick in, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I 100% agree. And now I'll tell you this: one, your environment really does determine a lot of how you turn out as a person, your characteristics and some of your strengths and weaknesses. And the other part of it is, if we're talking about a team building aspect of things, insecure, you can't be a team builder. You can't have great relationships when you're insecure.
Yeah.
Right? Those two things don't go hand in hand because you won't put the value in some of the relationships that you should because of your own insecurity. You can see a situation that might not even be there because of your own insecurities.
Yeah.
Right? So I think first it comes with dealing with that.
Yeah.
Right? And having that understanding, that awareness that that's there, but choosing not to dwell too much on it, if that makes sense.
But the thing about it is, I don't want to change my mentality.
You have to. You can't say you can't change your mentality.
I said I don't want to.
Right.
Because of the fact that I think that feel like I'm more mindful.
Yes.
And like I kind of hold when someone does something kind of funny.
Yeah.
I kind of hold that in.
Right.
So I don't play myself.
Again?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, let me tell you this, bro. At the end of the day, if you want to grow, you can't stay in the same position you're in. And now I'm not saying change every single thing because it's hard. Change doesn't happen necessarily overnight, right? So I'm speaking on the insecurity or the negative Michael, right? Because we have both positive self and a negative self.
Yeah.
So I'm saying working on the one or two things and specificness and how it relates to team building and valuing some of the relationships around you, right? And like you said, it's the mindfulness about it, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, one, what are some of the relationships in your life that you value the most?
That's what I feel like. I feel like relationships. I feel like maintaining a relationship shouldn't be a job. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It should be something that just flows naturally. If it's a thing where I gotta text you every day for us to still be cool,
right? You're
not really for me, no way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Now, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Is there a difference, or what is your take on intentionalness versus it being a job?
I don't know what you mean.
Intentionalness. When I say that, I mean having the intention to go out and do something. So,
but that's not my intention.
Right.
My intention is to do what I want to do as it relates to strive towards my goals.
Right.
So, it's never my intention to fucking make sure that you feel a certain way about me at all times. Like, that's not my intention. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My intention is to do what I do. Your intention is to do what you do. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I shouldn't have to fucking make a constant effort for you to fucking still fuck with me. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Because you should know I'm on my motherfucking mission just like how you want yours. You feel me?
Right.
Our life shouldn't revolve around us making sure that we both we're gonna kill each other today, or kill ourselves today. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's just like, I feel like we should have a friendship with the person that we want to be one day, and we should nurture that relationship the most. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like.
So what about those that are in your life that you don't want to be like? So are you just what's the word for? Are you just nonchalant with them? Or are you cold with them? Or
I'm never cold. I don't think. I feel like I'm a pretty warm person, but I don't like to waste my time.
Right.
As it relates to, I don't like to put myself in a position where we're communicating and wasting time just for the sake of it.
Right. So being shallow.
Yeah, we got to be working towards something as a team. You feel me?
That's the intentionality. You have to know what you're working towards, right?
Yeah. So I'll never prioritize a relationship that has no purpose.
Right. And you shouldn't. Why should you? I think one thing in my life personally I've seen is that the people who I like actually spending time with, I focus more on time with them versus the people that I don't naturally click with and vibe with.
Yeah. And what I was saying about like prioritizing relationships that coincide with what I want to do, I don't think it's self-serving. I think it's just being mindful to not be self-destructive.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, because really I feel like when you waste your time, you're essentially killing yourself.
So what about the people that you don't necessarily agree with? How do you deal with that?
Don't agree with?
Yes. On very core principle things that relates to you.
What are my core principles?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Only you can answer that for yourself, bro.
Yeah, my core principles just coincide with like exercise.
Right.
And being successful from a financial standpoint.
It gotta be deeper than that though.
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Like for example,
because if all your core principles have been working out and being successful financially, then your relationships are going to be
strained.
I wouldn't say that's well, yes, possibly, because not everybody's on that. There's some people who are obese and fat.
Yeah.
But they have love for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got fat friends.
Right. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with having fat friends. Yeah. But not everybody's going to subscribe to that. Philosophy, 100%. So how you deal?
Yeah, I don't have an issue with being friends with somebody I don't agree with.
Right. But would you think that you don't necessarily prioritize that relationship?
At times.
Right. So this is
when it needs.
Now it's starting to come full circle. You know. Yeah. So would you agree that the people who don't have your core principles, you don't want to spend time with, and you don't nurture those relationships?
I don't think a lot of people share my same core principles.
Right.
I think a lot of people are just caught in the bullshit.
So that could be a reason why you're not valuing the relationships. Would you say?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was really
You think that was helpful?
I really think a lot of people are going to watch that and feel like I feel the same way.
No, 100%, because you're being honest and transparent. Yeah. And on the next episode, we'll do me. That was fun.